Check.
3, 2, 1. Make podcast go now.
How were we on the phone at the same time? So we've got. So that track.
way.
My track is just claps. What was that?
Well, that'll be easy to sync up.
Hey, should we go ahead and should we do some tail sticks? Should we go ahead and do some tail sticks here?
You don't do tail sticks till the end.
You don't want to do tail sticks? Is that what you're saying?
If we clap now, no one will know which of Danny's claps to sync it up with.
How were we on the...
Yeah, it'll be the one.
I mean,
any of them. They're all good.
They're all good.
All right. You guys ready?
Let me just make sure I'm actually still recording.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
You guys ready to rock some tail sticks?
It's not.
They're head sticks.
What are they called? What are they called? Just
They're
sticks?
called head sticks.
Sticks. You get in there with sticks.
Even if they're at the beginning they're just sticks. Are there really more than 3 songs?
Well, yeah, that's what they're normally at the beginning.
Most songs are either. What if you put them in the middle? Then are they mid sticks or?
No, they're belly sticks.
If you did sticks and then mid sticks, you would probably get kicked off the set because you're in the middle of the tape.
Green sleeves.
It's not like I've never been kicked out of a set.
Pachelbel's cannon.
I lost the tab that the Hangout's in. Hold on.
What if you have like if you do sticks by like banging a couple dogs together? Are those dog sticks? Smoke on Pachelbel's cannon. Smoke on Pachelbel's cannon. Smoke on Pachelbel's cannon. Smoke on Pachelbel's cannon. Pachelbel's cannon. Are there really more than 3 songs anyway?
What?
That's awesome.
There's already a phone. There's a phone in the top of the screen. It's red.
You don't say phone too much. He's gonna have to add in that phone sound. Oh, you don't know about that.
I think this is pretty important, and I'd like to get it clear on the podcast. There are 3 chord progressions. The first one is G7, C, Jeremy, and then some other chords. The second one, The second one is G, B7, C, and then some other chords. And the third one is just G with no changes. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Hello?
Whose phone is
you
that?
You really don't need more than that. It's not me. I think it's Danny.
Hello? Alright, guys. So, Chris.
Yes, sir.
You broke your camera?
No. I got the camera off so that the audio quality will be better.
It's the wrong move, Black.
And he's speaking quietly so that his marriage will be better.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm confused. Is there something in the background?
No, Is
there something in the foreground that you don't want us to see?
His audio just gets way worse when he turns his.
Why is that?
It's because I'm in the basement and the modem is upstairs.
What kind of internet do you have?
I don't know.
You have like DSL
style?
Or something?
I think it's DSL.
Wireless internet.
Yeah.
You probably have like a dreadful uplink.
All I know is
because it started when you moved to this house.
We called Time Warner, and we told them we wanted some internet, and the guys came in a van with some internet in the van, and they brought it inside, and they put the internet in our house, and now there's some internet in here.
Maybe you need a top off.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. We've been using up all the internet, and there's none left.
Did you ask for their cheapest possible internet?
We actually didn't. I think we got the second cheapest possible.
Yeah. Well, it could be.
You know what? I asked for the cheapest internet when we moved into this house, and I don't know what it is, but my brother-in-law was here over Thanksgiving, and he's like 13 years younger than we are, so he like knows a whole lot about the internet. And he hooked onto the internet, and a few seconds later he was like, "Whoa! Your upload speeds are amazing." And I went over to his computer. He had all these dials that looked like a car dashboard on his computer. It had like these speedometers, and they were all redlined. And he was like, your upload speeds are faster than my download speeds.
Man, you got some. You have like FiOS or something.
This episode is brought to you by Verizon. They got the FiOS.
Yeah, that's because that's.
I have hella upload.
And ever since I got
Verizon,
who are sponsoring this podcast tonight, I have found that I can really impress members of the younger generation with my upload speed.
So the sponsor is
Verizon,
and not your brother-in-law.
So you did so
He
because
doesn't
of
need
your
any
internet.
sponsors.
Were you able to have sex with your brother-in-law?
That is a complicated question. To which, I have had sex with my brother-in-law. Again, guys, I actually never had sex with my brother-in-law. Either of them. Yeah, no, just censor this. Like, I've never had sex with
Whatever.
That's fine. Jesus, our brother, he was kind and good, humbly born in a stable rood. All the friendly beasts around him stood. Jesus, our brother, he was kind and good. Well, you know I'm the donkey, all shaggy and brown. I carried his mother up the hill and down. I carried that bitch all the way to Bethlehem town. Lord knows I'm the donkey and I'm shaggy and brown. Hell yeah, I'm the cow, all white and red. Gave him my manger for uses of his. I gave him my hay to pillow his head. You know I'm the cow, all white and red. I'm the sheep, curly horn. I gave him my wool for his blanket all worn. And he wore my coat on Christmas morn. Yeah, I'm the sheep with a fucking curly horn. Hell, I'm the dove from the rafters high. I put him to sleep so he would not cry. We couldn't be sleep, but my maiden eye. In the rafters on high. Thus every beat by some good spell. And the stable doc was glad to
Yeah, I lost my place.
the gift he gave to Emmanuel. To Emmanuel. The gift he gave to Emmanuel. Wait, do one more verse. I'm the bear, eating nuts and berries. I sang to that fucker so he wouldn't worries. The guy was covered with dancing fairies.
and I
Cause
stole
I'm
your
the
picnic
bear,
basket just to
nuts
make your
and
Christmas
berries.
sad.
You're listening to Bear Friend Tea Party, the only podcast with this sound.
I'm joined on the program tonight, as usual, by Intense Candelabra, Christopher Winter.
Good evening.
Nesting Doll, J.Mullis of North Carolina. And Jonathan Bumpers.
We do have a little bit of listener correspondence.
Oh. Anybody claim the $20?
No, not yet. We haven't received any email. I don't know why that is. Hold on, let me pull up my notes.
Hey, do you want to see a donut shaped like a snowman?
That used to be
Are
a
you sure
foam
that's not
strawberry.
just a snowman?
No, it's a donut. See, you can see on the back there. Foam strawberry.
Whoa.
Clearly a donut.
Is that like
but he's
really?
shaped,
Is that
shaped like
really,
it's a
really
donut
good?
shaped like a stone.
That
I don't
looks-
know. I haven't eaten it.
Chris,
Foam strawberry.
Is that a watermelon?
It's a donut shaped like
Well,
a
that's foam
snowman.
strawberries. All fucked
Are
up.
you eating watermelon?
No, it is a donut shaped like a snowman.
Foam strawberry. That was just like foam.
So yeah, in reference to this was a comment on the blog on episode 00019, a bloody elk carcass stuffed with bonbons.
Classic episode.
Old school pinata fan says, really appreciate the call out on today's weak ass pinatas. Pathetic.
Yeah, I was sorry to not be present for that discussion because I was horrified when I heard about this pinata travesty that Danny participated in.
Oh, that's right. You had to bail before we.
I had to
we
go watch
actually-
the World Series of Baseball.
You only heard about the first 10% of that 2-hour anecdote about a pinata. Now,
Yes.
listener Brent from St. Louis has also been promoting us a little on Google Plus, whatever that is. And in reference to episode 16, what I don't like about ZZ Top, he did say that he thoroughly enjoyed the slang terms for helicopter segment, despite the fact that J.Mullis from North Carolina was not on that episode. And it
That
seems
would
like
have been disappointing for Brent.
it seems Brent is primarily a J.Mullis from North Carolina fan.
Well, what are we talking
Is
about?
this our Uncle Brent?
No, I think he's dead. So I do have before we get into the segments, I do have some corrections and addenda.
Oh boy.
No, this is going to be good.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is good. So
bet.
I'll start with a correction. I'm just going to do one of each. So
Well, if you only do one addenda, it'll be an addendum.
yeah, but the topic is
Just
called.
let him get to the. I've got a correction as well. You go ahead.
So, okay, so yeah, on episode 3, Easy Listening Music, Daniel Gunnard Beamish made the claim that in our discussion of monetary policy under Janet Yellen, Daniel Gunnard Beamish made the claim that the yield on the 30-year T-bill was 7 girth units. We got a lot of email about this. Actually, at the time that episode was recorded, which was this last February, the yield on the 30-year T-note was actually 3.72. Presumably girth units, yes. So hopefully no one made a big investment in T-bills based on that. I know a lot of people listen to our podcast for investment advice.
Financial.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should not do that. That's
I gotta say out there, I'm sorry to everybody out there that is like destitute and under a park bench right now because of my girth units joke,
Yeah.
which was stolen anyway.
oh, was it?
Hang on a minute.
On that subject, it just reminded me when you referenced the episode before. I think episode 19, a bloody elk carcass filled with bonbons. I mistakenly stated that at the wedding my wife and I attended, there was a bloody elk carcass stuffed with bonbons. Turns out that I misstated that. There was no bloody elk carcass stuffed with bonbons.
It's just a bunch of candy.
It was just a bonbonless bloody elk carcass.
Fair enough.
Was it like a pinata?
Well,
with no.
yeah, but as you know, piñatas these days are bullshit. Instead of
Didn't we get some?
instead of whacking the elk carcass with a bat, we just pulled on the hooves and the bonbons fell out.
Let's see. So let's move on to the addenda now. So on episode 17, the working title of which is
Handheld, messy, and bigger than your head.
During our extensive discussion of the musical Cats, we made reference to the Heaviside layer. And okay, so just in the last couple weeks, I wish I'd mentioned this at the time, but I didn't know it at the time. And I'm probably the last guy to know this. I had always assumed that the Heaviside layer was just some, kind of poetic-sounding wordplay on the part of T.S. Eliot. Did you guys know that the Heaviside layer is a real thing?
What?
It's a place you go in a giant floating tire.
It's in Pittsburgh.
No, there's something. It is a thing. It's very important for radio. It's called the Kinnelly Heaviside layer, and it's named after Arthur E. Kinnelly and Oliver Heaviside. And
Wait. Are you serious?
I am 100%
The guy's name
serious.
Was Arthur Heaviside.
Oliver Heaviside.
Oliver Heaviside.
Arthur
Yeah, that is far
Kinnelly
better.
and
Arthur Kinnelly.
Oliver Heaviside, and it's actually called the Kinnelly Heaviside layer. And what this is it's like you've probably heard of it, but not by name. And if you think about shortwave radio, how that works is the radio waves. Because in order to get around, since the Earth is curved, they get around the Earth by, bouncing off the Heaviside layer, which is a layer of ionized particles or some fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's part of the Earth's ionosphere, so it's a real motherfucking thing.
They bounce off all the cats.
Let's see, that tells me two things.
What is...
Only two?
Go on.
First of all, that was... Well, I had assumed it was layer L-A-I-R. Like a place where the cats, they're resting.
Oh, the Heaviside layer?
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a final resting den.
That makes a lot more sense, though. I had never thought of it that way, but that makes much more sense.
Well, yeah.
Like a heavenly...
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heaviside layer.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but it also tells me that must have been something that was a new discovery when T.S. Eliot was writing that book.
I think it had only recently been. I think it had been hypothesized as early as around 1900, but I think it was only confirmed later. And I think probably since he was writing kind of in the run up to World War II, radar and radio and shit was probably important and fucking shit. I don't know.
You know what would have been great?
I didn't read the whole Wikipedia article.
You know what would have been great is if it was in the book first and then they discovered it later, and they were just son of a bitch, this crazy thing in a pleasant little book of poetry about cats turns out to be a part of the atmosphere.
Oh, you found
Chris, I'm not sure I would. It's not entirely pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was my point.
I mean, it has a lot of drama. I'm glad we addressed this now, so I didn't have to do addenda.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people,
correction.
I think there's a school of criticism, a school of literary criticism that thinks Old Possum's book of Practical Cats caused World War II.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway, moving on. On our podcast tonight, segment 1, are holiday cookie exchanges bullshit? Segment 2, sensual, sexual, or erotic? And segment 3, 10 minutes of buzzing noises after a 4 count.
That is a funny segment.
Segment 1. So, guys, here's my question. Here's my question. Are holiday cookie exchanges bullshit?
Do you want my initial reaction?
Yeah, give me your initial reaction.
Was when I first heard the question, I was going to say, well, yeah, of course they're bullshit. But actually, I think that was kind of, the old me. The 17-year-old me who would just shit all over everything and make fun of stuff. Fact of the matter is, I love cookies.
Yeah.
And I love having a bunch of different kinds of cookies. And if I've got to go to a fucking cookie exchange and make some cookies of myself, and then to get a whole bunch of different kinds of really delicious cookies, and okay, maybe a few of them are duds. That's fine. I still think it's an excellent idea.
I guess I would say...
Primarily because cookies are delicious.
The topic is not, are cookies bullshit? The topic is, are holiday cookie exchanges bullshit?
Yep.
And I'm gonna ask you, how many actual cookie exchanges have you attended?
One. It was when we were, probably I was 15 or 16, and it was at the Perium Rosser household.
That was a pretty good one.
At the time, I was a snide teenage asshole about it. But in retrospect, I love cookies.
Well,
but if you make a batch of cookies, you've just got one kind of cookie. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you go to the exchange, you got all different kinds of cookies. I love cookies. I love variety.
All right, let me...
Is that like Reed Parian?
Yeah, Reed Parian. Let me...
What are we doing at his house?
Let me tell you, as someone who's been to a... someone who's been to a cookie exchange as an adult...
Hell yeah.
Right.
And who has, spent a long time, trying to make some really good cookies.
Uh-huh.
And then gone to the cookie exchange and found that, I've just made, 4 or 5 batches of some really excellent cookies. And now I'm supposed to exchange them for some, store-bought garbage that some people brought. Some, just regular chocolate chip cookies that some asshole brought.
Right.
And worst of all, frankly...
Yeah.
Some cookies...
Some guy just brought, a bag of rocks?
No. That would be preferable to, when people try to get too fancy and they go beyond their comfort level making cookies and they make some, nasty-ass shit that is just, no good because they've overextended themselves and,
Right.
So, if you actually know how to make cookies, what happens is you go to a cookie exchange and, are just there's a few people who are pulling the weight for everyone. The last cookie exchange we went to, we came back.
Can we mute Danny for a second? Because I can't hear
important.
you.
No, just turn Jeremy up. Don't turn me down.
The last cookie exchange that I went to, we came back and there was we had tons and tons of cookies. We ended up throwing virtually all of them away because they were garbage. And here's the other thing. Some of the cookies, what they do is, you put them on a plate all together and you cover them with plastic wrap. And, it ends up being that, the most nasty flavored cookie of all permeates all the other ones. Mm-hmm. And they get all fucking nasty. They all get all mushy and, whatever nasty fucking... someone put in way too much almond extract in one kind of cookie, and now they all taste like that fucking shit.
Okay, so I think you raise a very valid point, and it sounds like you're in a situation where if you go to a cookie exchange like this, it's not worth your time to even make quality cookies. If you're going into a cookie exchange like that, the thing to do is just to make the crappiest possible cookies you can, so that however bad the cookies you get out of it are, you're still in the black.
I think there's some
perverse incentives. It's a kind of, if you will, it's a Gresham's law of cookies.
Exactly. I'm so glad that you brought up perverse incentives because it really it's true.
And Gresham's
it's
law.
A race to the bottom.
Yeah.
You know that you can just. It's who can put the least effort into it and get the most out. It's like a holiday gift exchange,
Right.
Like where, like,
Hey, Jeremy! Can I interject?
Yes.
It's too late to join the holiday gift exchange, Danny.
Don't
You
talk
had
to
your
him
chance.
about that.
Oh, shit. I meant to do that. Anyway.
No, you're
Good.
out. You're blacklisted now.
Well, you know, I was pissed off about never mind, skip it.
What were you gonna say?
I was pissed off about the
People are
chain-
upset that the value of the presents went down.
I was pissed off
we're
about the
poor.
value
We're-
of the presents. But let me tell you, I was more pissed off because I did not know that there was a prior value. Because I did not know about it last year.
Well, the only reason you weren't included last year was because it was like a Kansas City thing.
It was assumed, correctly as it turned out, that you wouldn't participate anyway.
Yeah.
How do you know about last year?
Well, I mean, you know.
Last year was a little more reliable.
Chris, don't discuss the gift exchange with Danny.
I believe we're not supposed to discuss Christmas at all with Danny, which
Yeah,
will make it
that's
difficult to discuss holiday cookie exchanges.
That's a good point. That's okay.
You can discuss.
Okay, getting back to the cookie exchange.
You guys can discuss
Getting
Christmas.
back to the cookie exchange, Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
Getting back to the cookie
Yeah,
exchange.
yeah.
I think
Mike,
that
I
no.
asked you a question. My entire
Fucking hell.
interruption was just an aside running joke. Okay.
Getting back to the cookie exchange,
Is a holiday cookie exchange like a Secret Santa or like a potluck? What is a holiday cookie exchange?
well-
I've never heard that phrase before in my
So
life.
you have, because we've been. Oh, never mind. Go on.
I'm still the spreadsheet.
At a holiday cookie exchange, everyone who attends will make generally,
A batch
a
of
batch or several batches of cookies and bring them to the cookie exchange, and then you will take a combination of all the cookies that were baked by the various people at the cookie exchange. And the problem with it, as we've discussed, is that there's kind of a perverse incentive to put very little effort in yourself and then just reap the benefits of others' labor. I think.
And let's very specifically label that a Gresham's law of cookies.
That's one issue. Another issue, I think, is people feel like they need to stand out, and thus they overextend themselves. They try recipes that are beyond their skill level, that they haven't made before, etc., etc.
Okay.
That's what you think. That
But
they're
getting.
doing, right? But maybe they think that that's what you're doing.
No, Jeremy makes good cookies.
No, my cookies were hella fine. No,
Yeah, he makes
last
really
cookie
good
exchange
cookies.
I went to, people were like scrambling to get some of mine because everyone was trying to take more than their allotment.
Yeah.
But doesn't that make it okay? So then that would be an awesome feeling. That makes it nuts.
Except
No,
that then
no.
I'm walking away with a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
But you were just saying that it makes you feel really
He
good.
didn't say that.
No, I was saying like,
No,
what
you
the
you
fuck?
said it makes you feel really awesome to know that you made better cookies than
He
I'm
didn't
not
say that.
okay. Now that you mention that, I did feel a certain smug satisfaction,
Smugness.
but I was also indignant and pissed off that the cookies I brought home were such bullshit.
Okay.
See, I'm not convinced you actually felt it.
Here,
I'm
look,
convinced that maybe-
no.
You know,
I would've
this
said-
conversation
maybe
was
you
going a
felt-
lot smoother, Danny, when you were messing, fucking with your amplifier.
Here would have been my ideal.
Sorry for
You don't have to argue with everything everybody
You were
says.
complaining. I'm not. My point is this: if you're pissed off that nobody else is living up to the level of, I don't know, cookie making that you are bringing to the table, why not just make shitty cookies, bring them to the party, and then be sort of really pleasantly surprised when somebody exceeds your
And
expectations?
Vince Gresham's law.
Yeah,
I think
Gresham's
that's
law of
exactly
cookies.
what we're saying, and I think that is exactly what leads many cookie exchanges to be bullshit.
So, but here's
Wait, really?
yeah.
Okay, I'm looking up Gresham's law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't forget to look up the
Because
Heaviside
until now I
layer
thought
as
you
well.
were saying like I thought you meant like John Grisham,
No, Gresham with an E.
and that's like I don't.
Well, John Grisham was at this cookie exchange, but his cookies were excellent.
These were the only other good cookies.
Well, he's got a personal baker. Here,
You know, he
here's
probably fucking does. You know,
Here's-
I know where he lives, you know.
I think here's where you're going wrong.
Is that right?
I think here's where you're going wrong. You're going to a cookie exchange full of assholes.
Well,
That's your primary mistake.
I might have,
Or
yeah.
a cookie exchange.
Any sort of situation where you're depending on other people to cook or provide whatever kind of service, where you're doing something cooperatively, you need to make sure that the other people are going to pull their weight.
Yeah, it may be, maybe what would make a cookie exchange better would be like if you show up.
You need
if
to
you
be
just show
careful
up in
about
the
the membership list.
If you have more of a free market system going at the cookie exchange, like it's not a given that you get some of my cookies. It's like, what are you going to give me?
Yeah.
Like,
It's not what I want. It's what
yeah,
I
it's
can
like
give
you
Yeah.
brought these shitty cookies. Well, I'll give you one of mine for like a dozen of those.
I don't know. Would you want a dozen of the shitty ones?
I mean, like, what if
I
they were
think that's
just
where
like
it breaks
regular chocolate chip cookies or something?
Yeah,
like, I don't
okay,
know. They
that'd be
might
fine,
be pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'd gamble like one of
You
mine
could-
on a
yeah.
few of those.
You could like mash them up and make them into good cookies.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There's ways you could improve it.
I don't know. Is that how baking works? As we've discussed, I don't care about.
Yeah, that's basically how it
Yeah,
works.
I don't
I
know.
don't
Maybe
care
I
about-
should.
I don't
Maybe
care.
I
That's
should.
that's why you've never heard of Gresham's law.
it mostly deals with baking.
It's true. It's true.
It's largely.
Maybe I should stop choosing topics that seem to relate to baking.
No, that's fine. No. This draws back to my idea about alienating one another as topics.
Yeah.
Right now, the two of you are basically playing the topic, let's alienate one another. With the two of you vis-a-vis me and John.
We alienated John so badly that he didn't even show up today. Or maybe he alienated us. Here's the thing. Like, we had a Thanksgiving dinner
Yeah.
recently where everybody was
Me too.
supposed to bring something at Danny and John's parents' house. Danny and John were not invited because they can't be counted on to bake stuff appropriately.
Fair
We
enough.
had a dinner where everybody, brought kind of their fair share. Everybody pitched in. And that was an excellent dinner, I think you'll agree.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually everything was there,
yeah.
and it's because we didn't invite a bunch of assholes
That's
to
true.
bring crappy shit.
That's true.
You've just got to watch the invite list
Well,
on the cookie exchange.
the Gibson family is a very free market kind of
That's true, yeah.
So, honestly, Chris, that was kind of weird that you brought kimchi to Thanksgiving dinner.
It was weird, yeah.
And
Well,
I- And I
brought
want to
who?
be perfectly clear. That was really good kimchi. We really enjoyed it. And Sarah...
Wait, Kim.
Shut up,
Chi is
Danny.
your +1.
And Sarah would like...
The dude from South
Shut up,
Korea.
Danny! And so we really...
Shut up, Ted.
So we really enjoyed that kimchi, particularly Sarah. It was honestly a little spicy for me. But Sarah really liked it and would like some more. But that is not a traditional Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, I know. And it would have been...
And it was
admittedly,
like so completely not in the correct palate.
correct. That's true.
It was like really
Admittedly,
hilarious.
is
You were like
bullshit.
totally jamming Thanksgiving. You were like fucking with it. That was brilliant.
I felt like we brought, I think, 3 other vegetable dishes that were totally kind of legitimate
yeah,
and traditional.
yeah.
And
Those
so
were
I
hella
figured
legit.
I made this kimchi. I'm just going to bring a little bit, and if somebody likes it,
Oh, it was
We'll go
fantastic.
for it.
It was excellent kimchi.
Well, there's
It had
two more quarts of it if you guys want some more.
We do. We want as much as you can spare. It seemingly had no place in a Thanksgiving
No,
spread.
it didn't. It was not appropriate in a Thanksgiving dinner. I will definitely invite you guys to our holiday kimchi exchange.
Ooh. I'll buy some shitty kimchi at Ken House and just
It won't be hard to find shitty kimchi.
not at Hen House.
That's true. That's true. Most store-bought kimchi is god-awful. Right on, Danny.
All right.
Right on.
All right.
Am I? What is kimchi?
I mean, you are that. If you were trying to alienate me, you failed. Because I agree with you 110%.
Kimchi
the
was
vast majority of store-bought kimchi is execrable.
wasn't
Is he the reclusive 31-year-old? I'm thinking of kombucha.
You're closer. You're getting closer.
kimchi was
No,
the
kombucha
he was
Yeah,
the,
but
like
you're getting closer. It's at least an Asian
No,
thing you put in your mouth.
word with a K.
kimchi was he was that like Asian stereotype from the 80s.
Yeah, we're having a holiday party where we exchange Asian stereotypes.
Wait, you're.
Danny, kimchi is Korea's national pickle. It's like a Korean pickled cabbage. It's spicy and garlicky.
No further questions.
It's
Probably
really
had
good.
it before. A lot of people are like, if you go to like a Korean restaurant, they'll bring you that, and you'll be like,
Yeah.
sir, I didn't order this, sir. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, no, sir, you have to eat that.
Particularly,
bring you your
Danny,
food.
are you Korean? Because if you are, you've probably eaten it like today already.
If you're Korean, you're eating kimchi right now.
Yeah, this is
See, I was thinking of.
All of our Korean listeners are gonna like spit out their kimchi right there. They're gonna like snort kimchi out their nose.
it's totally true. It's completely true. 'Cause I used to
Can you do a Korean accent?
yes, but it's not wildly different from a Japanese accent.
They sound like Scooby Doo typically. Segment 2: sensual, sexual, or erotic.
Okay, so this is a game. It's called Sensual, Sexual, or Erotic. The procedure is very simple. I will give you a list of 3 things, and you got to talk about it and choose which one is sensual, which one is sexual, and which one is erotic.
Are we
Now-
on teams?
No, you're together,
Okay.
and I'll talk. I'll talk to you about it too.
Of all three things,
One is sensual, one is sexual,
Oh, okay.
and one is erotic.
Okay.
Now now you may be saying, hey, isn't that a little bit subjective?
no, I'm not.
I
Okay,
wouldn't
well,
say that.
good, because
Supposing I said
because I have the answers, and I am the arbiter of which one is sensual, which one is sexual, and which one is erotic.
That's a good answer.
It's my game. I made it up, and so I've chosen. It's not even, to be honest, it barely even rises to the level of subjective. It's more just arbitrary and random. All right. So, first one.
Not the right podcast, bud.
First one. Oh, God.
I'm
All right.
listening.
What was that? Wait,
Li-
did everybody else hear
yes.
No, that was just you.
Sensual, sexual, or erotic? Lady Shatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence, Jello, and The Soft Sounds of Antonio Carlos Jobim.
Okay, Jello is sensual.
Oh, can we agree that Lady Shatterley's Lover is erotic?
If you want.
I would, and then
I don't know who the other 2 things are, but I know Jello.
I would lean towards sexual on Jello.
Gross.
I feel like it's not. I'm not talking like I don't think that, but I think that's how Chris perceives it in the context.
You're playing it like that, like okay, you have a kitty for the
All right. No, that's fine. Okay.
Think about it. Jello, is Jello about taste or is it about texture?
You're right. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with. Do you agree with me about Lady Shatterley's lover?
Look, Jello is sensual. You decided to
All right, Chris. I think we've agreed. We're gonna go with Lady Shatterley's lover is erotic.
Ding!
Jello is sensual.
Wah, wah.
I knew it. And that other thing was sexual.
The other thing was seductive. Sensual.
not-
Sorry,
that's-
sensual. Sensual.
That would be really funny if it was seductive.
I put a lot of clout in the announcers.
Yeah, Jello. I think it's because it jiggles.
Yeah.
Jello is sexual, and the soft sounds of Antonio Carlos Jobim are sensual.
Well, I think it's. I mean,
Jiggling is a feeling.
I think
Okay,
that
let's-
I'm.
Like a sense.
All the judges' decisions are fine.
Are there more of these, or is that it?
No, there are a few.
I thought we were just going to discuss it now for a really long time. Okay, go on.
We can if you want. Let's try
We
one.
have a
That's,
short. Okay.
let's
go
try one that's a little more straightforward. The banana,
Sexual.
the mango,
Sensual.
and the lime.
ahead. I don't know any of those
Neat.
dances.
The banana. I think the banana. I would say the banana, the mango, and the lime. I would say sexual, sensual, erotic. What do you think, Danny?
Lime erotic?
It doesn't. The lime really is
The outlier.
is trouble. You know, maybe the mango is erotic and the lime is sensual. I think that's probably more accurate.
Sensual, though?
The banana is definitely sexual. I think
I don't.
based on the last one.
That's kind of the easy answer though, because it looks like a penis.
I know,
And
but
you
like
use your
based
penis
on
for sex.
well, maybe you do, but
So that's too.
based
No, his logic is irrefutable.
based on. Yeah, okay. Let's say the banana is. So which one is your? Wait, isn't that what I said? Now I don't.
You
remember.
said the
yeah,
banana
you-
was sexual, and I was like, maybe, but
I think
maybe
that-
a penis maybe is just erotic. It doesn't even get to sexual. That's how erotic it is,
Do you want to? Did they? Maybe they're all erotic. Do you want to just say they're all
It can't be a
erotic?
trick question.
No, it's not a trick question.
Could it?
I think. Look. Okay, let's skip the banana for now, and let's move on to the mango. Do you think the mango is sensual or erotic? Or sexual? I would say erotic.
I wish I could take part in this conversation. but I feel like I shouldn't.
mangoes-
'cause
Shut
I
the
know
fuck up,
answers.
Chris.
All right, I'm shutting
That's
up.
why we need to have a third party make these topics like this. Okay, no,
Yeah.
mangoes are the most exotic of the three fruits.
You're so over. I think you really need to go with your gut on these.
I'm not hungry.
Look,
Not for fruit, Jesus
But are-
Christ.
are-
I could go for
alright,
some corned
look,
beef
let's-
hash.
hell yeah! Now talk about sensual.
Fry something up,
Getting all hot here. So,
The corned beef hash. Sensual, erotic, and sexual.
yeah. Well, I don't know if it's sexual, but you can't. I mean,
We
you don't.
should
you don't.
should talk later.
It doesn't look like a penis. So
Depends. Alright.
look. Here's what I'd say.
Like we always do about this stuff.
All right. Do you have any? What are your
Any
thoughts?
actual input?
Yeah. Do you have any actual input, or do you want me to just decide?
No, I think that I would probably say mango is sensual because sensual is the most exotic of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the most hard to pin down.
Yeah.
What are the others? Erotic or sexual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana's probably sexual because it looks like a dick. You're right.
I guess we can agree on that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just overthinking it. It's probably.
But I think that
makes
I would.
Limes are erotic.
You know what?
Limes are erotic.
Here's what I would say.
Go ahead.
Really, you think a lime is erotic
By,
more
you
than
know, by
sensual?
process of
I think
elimination.
he's thinking about think about like people doing like body shots.
What does that mean?
You know when you like do a shot of tequila and you like take the lime out of like a chick's mouth, or if you're a chick, then
live a
dude's
little,
mouth?
Danny.
Not to be heteronormative. It could go however. I've done a body shot off a dude. It's not a big
No,
deal.
I mean, I don't have to be heteronormative to do that. Or
The point is,
you know, whatever.
okay, let's
Yeah.
say you're doing a body shot. You've just done a shot of tequila and licked some salt off a woman or man's neck, and now you're taking a lime from their lips. Do you find that sensual, erotic, or sexual?
Well, like I said, limes are erotic.
All right, Chris.
I mean,
I
assuming,
guess
I'm
we're
assuming that I've done
yeah.
a line of cocaine off of their
Against
ass
me.
crack. Is that right?
irrelevant.
That's a safe
irrelevant.
assumption.
It's not irrelevant.
okay,
Wait.
Irrelevant,
if
but
all that
correct.
shit is relevant to a line. As
Wait,
a
can I
concept,
stop you guys
then
there?
Doing cocaine off of their
You're
ass
completely
prior to
right.
that irrelevant shit is also relevant.
You make a good point.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Pretend.
Ding! You're right. You're completely right.
Go on with what you were saying anyway.
With what?
Yeah.
Okay, so Danny, stop me if I'm wrong. I think we're going to say a banana is sexual. And we're
Begrudgingly.
going to say, no, I think we both agree on that.
No,
we
no,
both
no,
agree
I
that's what
mean,
you're going
we
for.
both agree. It
You know,
should be too obvious, but
I feel like you've already given me your answers, and I've already told you you're completely correct.
Oh, we were right on all of them? So
yeah, you're completely
the
right.
lime was erotic.
The lime is erotic.
And the mango was sensual. Nice work, Danny. I really thought the mango was gonna be erotic and the
No,
lime sensual.
your first intuition was correct. That's what you
Get
said.
out of town.
That's what you said. That's
Yeah,
the
then
first
I
thing.
backtracked it. I thought better
Yeah,
of it.
then you
but
started
I was-
overthinking it. But
I
you
was-
guys Danny brought you back around.
I was doing
So it was-
exactly what
it was
Danny
excellent
like
teamwork.
overthought it again and brought us back around to where we should have been in the first place.
It was excellent
there's
teamwork.
a reason I was first picked for kickball.
I didn't think this would take quite so long for each
you
segment,
have like
so I
8
might
more,
not do
right?
too many more. I had a lot more,
have
but
like
I didn't
20
think this
more.
would take so
Can we
long.
speed do the next?
Well, let's do at
Yeah,
least
lightning
one
round,
more.
lightning round.
Okay, you know,
No,
I'm gonna
no,
do
no
two.
team. We just we alternate and then we just go like
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Here, I'm gonna do 2 lightning rounds and then 1 real
Okay.
one, and that'll be it.
Jeremy's
Okay,
first.
lightning round. Jeremy,
Yeah. Wait,
part.
do I get to hear them all three first, or do
Yeah,
I
you
get
get to hear them
Lightning
all
is
3.
really
You get to
quick.
hear you get to hear them all 3,
Okay,
and then you go
okay.
bam, bam, bam.
Okay.
The Thundercats, the Snorks, the Gummy Bears.
Oh,
Lightning.
that is erotic, sexual, sensual.
And sensual.
Yes.
Yeah, the Thundercats. Oh, you say again. So
Thundercats are erotic, the Snorks are sexual, and what was the third one?
Gummy
Gummy
bears.
The Gummy Bears were sensual.
you're correct about the Snorks. The Snorks are definitely erotic.
Well, that's because they
of
have those things on their heads that look
yeah,
like
they look like
penises.
penises.
You
I would say
say
the Thundercats are
the
sensual,
Gummy bears are
whereas
not
the Gummy
sensual?
Bears are erotic.
I
The Gummy Bears are
Fair
erotic.
enough.
that was a hard one.
I
Okay.
think the
Oh,
Gummy Bears,
okay,
in
just-
all fairness, are kind of all 3.
Yeah, but they're more erotic than anything
Well,
else.
it's-
Especially
So-
when they go on those tubes, those
So,
those cars.
So
Okay,
the
Danny.
cartoon may be erotic, but the candy is sensual.
Yeah, well, and the
Agreed,
live
agreed,
action,
agreed,
the live
agreed.
action porn version of the Thundercats was very sexual.
I thought I was the only one that knew about that.
I hope you're
I
joking.
am joking, but I...
Oh man.
Danny,
Chitara.
lightning round.
Row.
Parliamentary democracy,
no idea.
oligarchy,
No idea.
and totalitarianism.
Sexual, erotic, sensual.
Damn, that was good.
Was that,
Nailed
was
it.
that right?
He is dead on. That was exactly correct. That was right.
See, I am a master politician.
Yeah, you were unstoppable. Okay,
really,
the last
really
one.
good. He's really good with international relations.
Yeah, last one. This is open to the team and open to discussion.
This is the most amazing moment of my life.
So your three choices are cocoa butter, monetary policy, and oral sex.
I'm gonna say that oral sex is
It's probably sexual. It has
well,
the word
but
sex in it.
monetary policy kind of looks like a penis, though.
Depends on which country's graph you're looking at.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah.
Ain't it the truth?
Talking to you, Italy.
Yeah, let's say that oral sex is sexual.
What are the other two?
Cocoa
monetary
butter.
policy and cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter is sensual, and
Okay, so monetary policy's got to be erotic by the process of
default.
elimination. Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You guys are unstoppable. Man. I mean,
that's
seriously. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 5 rounds. I think 3 of them were absolutely correct.
yeah.
And the other 2, were at least partial credit.
But the 3 that were absolutely correct were answered within seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta trust. Well, when
You
it
got to
comes
go with
to-
your gut.
When it comes to matters of, of the heart
This
and
is
intimacy,
important.
you gotta trust your instincts.
If this were a trivia night at Buffalo Wild Wings, we would have a lot of free food.
Yeah. If only they had played that game at the pub trivia thing we went to.
That's
All right.
assuming they give out free food at trivia night at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I don't know if they have trivia night at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Isn't that the whole thing? They have a million TVs and they have trivia buzzers sometimes.
Yeah, they probably do. I only ever went on half-price wings night.
I only went when I was stuck in an airport. Topic 3!
10 minutes of buzzing noises after a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Buzz. Buzz.
The ideal tie length these days is it should stop basically at your belt.
Yeah. As a very tall person, it is impossible for me to tie a tie that perfectly. Because when I try to get that length, the other side, the small side, it has about maybe 2 or 3 inches from the knot, and it just sort of sticks out at weird angles because, that's what happens when you've got a little striking cloth that's twisted in your knees. It's frustrating. I really don't think longer ties. Where? I looked for them.
I don't know exactly, but you can also try different knots, which are less complex.
Yeah, but if I use a half inch knot, then that makes my neck look ridiculous.
Why aren't you using a word they had with a knot? That's what it's called, right? Four-in hand knot.
I don't know what that means. What's a foreign knot?
Let me make sure that's four-in hand knot. It's the simplest knot in a sense. It's a little kind of off-centered. It gives you sort of a quirky nature because the bottom part isn't straight. It's it actually is sort of
That sounds a lot like a half winch.
no, it's not. Like a half windsor. I tried a half windsor one time. Oh my god, this is it makes like a perfect knot. But a four-in hand knot is it's off center. Here, I can show you right here. I got a picture. Well, look here. There's a big red YouTube arrow in it, but you can see the knot basically. Just drop it. I got it.
Okay, let's see. It is time.
like people who tie lots of ties, like the half Windsor is simple and everything, but the 4 in hand is the one that you can do with the lights out while you're driving and eating a bagel at the same time. He's actually
So it's a tie that you can tie while you're getting into a car accident.
yeah, and that's the one that I use for one thing because it's so simple, but also because if you read the James Bond books, James Bond talks about how that's the knot that he uses, and he doesn't trust anyone who uses in particular a full Windsor because it's so pretentious, and that person is so full of themselves that you just can't trust them. So.
Okay. James Bond, making broad character assumptions based on your ties.
So if it's good enough for James Bond, it's good enough for me.
You just said a ridiculous thing.
And since
This is almost indistinguishable from my half Windsor.
when if you actually look at it, the half Windsor is much more symmetrical.
But it doesn't matter. The point is that it uses the same amount of material.
It might, I don't know, like you actually tie it in reverse to the half Windsor. Like the 4 in hand, you go around the half Windsor, it's like background.
It doesn't matter. The point is that it uses the same amount of material. It's like a longer tie.
I'm not sure if it uses the same amount of material or not as a half Windsor. Definitely less than a full.
Based on the way that it's tied.
Well, I'm a
There's
king
no
bee,
way that it uses less.
But
buzzing around your hive.
you can't get longer ties.
It has the same number.
I'm a king bee, baby, buzzing around your hive.
I think some modern ties are shorter. Like, I don't know if I got the tie that the Joker
can make
wears in
honey
Dark
go.
Knight. And that thing is...
How'd you get that? It's custom made.
No, it's not. No.
Yes, it is. They say all those clothes are custom.
The tie was... You can go out and buy the tie. I don't have the original.
But he's supposed to be wearing custom clothes.
Young and able,
Oh,
baby,
you're talking about it.
the buzz all night
In order for it to be screen accurate, it has to be made by somebody.
I guess
When
it's...
you hear
Well,
me
it is made by
buzzing,
somebody.
But not the company. It can't be made more than once.
stinging
Well,
is
You
going
cannot
on.
get a person to make several versions,
Well,
several copies of the Dark Knight.
let's buzz a while.
then perhaps mine
They
is...
all do one of a kind.
Then perhaps mine is more accurate than
Now stinging.
the real one that's actually used in the movie because it is, it's not the original, it's a copy. And they actually did change the colors ever so slightly in order to,
Well, I'm a
I
king
guess
bee,
I guess.
baby, want you to be
because the
my
original
queen.
is hella expensive.
I'm a king bee, baby,
His clothes should
want
just
you
be
to
custom.
be my queen.
If he bought those, it wouldn't make sense.
Together we could make honey like the world had never seen.
Feel very strongly about the Joker's origin.
Well, I mean, it could be, but, in the movie you could say this is a, just like I'm sure that, the Battlestar Galactica Viper pilot shoes are not the generic, Payless version shoes of the Nike shoes that they're ripped off of. They're supposed to be Viper pilot shoes, but that's in reality what there are, because that's not what, they found a tie that they thought, looked cool for the Joker, and they said, this is it. And then in the movie they were like, this is custom. And then you say, okay, because you're watching the movie.
No, I think that it's important for a Joker costume to be custom. Otherwise, it's not screen accurate.
Okay.
Because the screen statement is that it's custom.
Okay.
Seems basic logic.
Well, I mean, I guess conceptually I'm down with that. I mean, like, if you look at the caps that were worn by the Deep Space Niners, they're obviously, like, stitched together by a costume designer. But when they released Deep Space Niner caps to the public, they were much more refined, well manufactured.
Yeah.
So even though it's less screen accurate, it is the preferred cap to wear, probably more accurate to what should have been on screen?
What should have been on screen? That's a tricky thing. Because, I mean, if we're going to say what should have been on screen, then the original series is accurate. What should have been on screen is not a giant orange door.
I'm talking about
Maybe a different color door.
I'm talking about in relation to, like what you're saying, where your Joker costume has to be custom made, even though the Joker costume in the movie wasn't necessarily all custom made.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, wouldn't you have been kind of shocked if the heavy side function was continuous?